Buddhism, a philosophy, a way of life, and a path to enlightenment. It began over 2,500 years ago in ancient India, during a time of great social and political transformation. But how did it all start? Join us on this journey through time to uncover the origins of Buddhism. In the 6th century BCE, India was a land of powerful kingdoms and strict social hierarchies. Society was divided into 4 main castes: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras. The Brahmins, or priestly class, held supreme authority, controlling religious rituals and teachings. However, change was coming. Historical context of Indian society. Before Buddhism's social and religious conditions, Buddhism emerged in the 6th century BCE in India during a time of significant societal transformation. Indian society was heavily influenced by the Varna caste system, which was divided into 4 main classes. Brahmins, Brahmin, the priestly and scholarly class, serving as intermediaries between humans and the gods. Kshatriyas, Kshatriya, the bee, warrior and ruling class, including kings and nobles. Vaishyas, Vaishya, merchants, farmers, and craftsmen. Shudras, Shudra, the lowest caste, consisting of laborers and servants. Additionally, there was the Chandala, outcasts, who were considered untouchables and faced severe discrimination. This caste system was reinforced by Brahmanism, based on the Vedas. Brahmanism emphasized strict caste divisions and upheld the supremacy of the Brahmins. However, by the 6th century BCE, new philosophical and religious ideas, including Buddhism, began to challenge these traditions. Political and economic situation. The 6th century BCE also saw the rise of powerful states in India, particularly the 16 Mahajanapadas, great kingdoms. Among them, the kingdom of Magadha was the most dominant. Economic growth and expanding trade empowered the merchant class, Vaishyas, but they remained socially inferior. This created a demand for a more egalitarian religious philosophy, which Buddhism later provided. The birth of the Buddha amidst this rigid society. A special child was born in the Shakya kingdom, Prince Siddhartha Gautama. Legends say that at birth he took 7 steps, with lotus flowers blooming beneath his feet, proclaiming, "Above heaven and below heaven, I alone am honored." But would this prince follow the path of a ruler or something greater? The early life of Siddhartha Gautama. Buddhism was founded by Siddhartha Gautama, who later became known as the Buddha, the Enlightened One. He was born around 563 BCE in the kingdom of Kapilavastu, modern-day Nepal. His father was King Suddhodana, and his mother was Queen Maya Devi. He belonged to the Kshatriya warrior class. Despite his lavish upbringing, Siddhartha's life changed forever when he encountered the 4 sights: old age, sickness, death, and a wandering ascetic. Realizing the inevitability of suffering, he made a bold decision to leave behind his kingdom, wealth, and family in search of the ultimate truth. Signs of enlightenment in childhood. According to legend, at birth, Prince Siddhartha took 7 steps, with lotus flowers blooming under each step, and proclaimed, "Above heaven and below heaven, I alone am honored." Raised in luxury and shielded from suffering, Siddhartha encountered 4 sights during a trip outside the palace at the age of 29. An old man, realizing aging is inevitable. A sick man, understanding the suffering of illness. A dead man, recognizing the impermanence of life. An ascetic monk, inspiring him to seek spiritual liberation. Realizing the suffering inherent in life, he renounced his royal status and family to search for the path to enlightenment. The path to enlightenment. For 6 years, Siddhartha wandered, seeking answers from great teachers and practicing extreme asceticism. Yet, enlightenment eluded him. Realizing that neither luxury nor self-mortification led to true wisdom, he chose the middle way. Under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, after 49 days of deep meditation, he attained enlightenment, becoming the Buddha, the awakened one. The period of asceticism after leaving the palace, Siddhartha studied under famous teachers like Alara Kalama and Uddaka Ramaputta, but their methods did not lead to true liberation. He then practiced extreme asceticism for 6 years, nearly starving himself to death. However, he realized that self-mortification did not lead to enlightenment. Enlightenment. Under the Bodhi tree rejecting extreme asceticism, Siddhartha adopted the middle way, Majjhima Padapada, a balanced approach between indulgence and self-denial. He meditated under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, India, vowing not to rise until he attained ultimate truth. After 49 days of meditation, he achieved enlightenment and became Shakyamuni Buddha. He discovered the Four Noble Truths, Katari Ariyasakani, dukkha, suffering. Life is full of suffering. Samudaya, cause of suffering. Suffering is caused by desire and attachment. Nirodha, cessation of suffering. The spread of Buddhism. With newfound wisdom, the Buddha delivered his first sermon at Deer Park, revealing the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, the keys to overcoming suffering. His teachings attracted followers from all walks of life, creating a monastic community known as the Sangha. Over the next 45 years, he traveled across India, spreading a message of compassion, wisdom, and enlightenment. The first sermon after attaining enlightenment, the Buddha traveled to Deer Park in Sarnath, where he gave his first sermon, the Dhammacakkappavattana, Sutta, turning the wheel of Dharma, to 5 former companions. This marked the founding of the Sangha monastic community. Expansion of Buddhist teachings. For 45 years, the Buddha traveled across India, teaching people from all walks of life. He emphasized equality and rejected the caste system. The passing of the Buddha at the age of 80, the Buddha attained parinirvana, leaving behind a legacy that would shape the world for centuries. His disciples preserved his teachings, leading to the formation of Theravada and Mahayana traditions. Through Emperor Ashoka's patronage and the efforts of monks, Buddhism spread across India, Sri Lanka, China, Southeast Asia, and beyond. To the age of 80, the Buddha attained parinirvana, final nirvana, in Kusinara, modern Kushinagar, India. Before passing, he advised his followers, "Be a light unto yourself." Formation and development of Buddhism. Compilation of Buddhist scriptures. After the Buddha's passing, his disciples organized councils, Sangiti, to preserve his teachings. First Council, 483 BCE, led by Mahākāśyapa, aimed at compiling the Buddha's discourses. Second Council, 383 BCE, marked divisions between Theravada, School of the Elders, and Mahasanghika, Great Assembly. The spread of Buddhism, 3rd century BCE. Emperor Ashoka promoted Buddhism across India, Sri Lanka, and Central Asia. 1st, 2nd century CE. Buddhism spread to China and Southeast Asia. 7th, 9th centuries CE reached Tibet, Japan, and Korea. Today, Buddhism continues to inspire millions, offering a path to inner peace and enlightenment. Its message of mindfulness, compassion, and wisdom remains as relevant as ever. As we reflect on this journey, let us remember the Buddha's final words. Be a light unto yourself. Buddhism arose from the need to seek liberation from suffering. Its principles of equality, compassion, and wisdom helped shape a religion that continues to influence the world today. Thank you for watching. If you found this journey insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more historical explorations. Until next time, may you walk the path of wisdom and peace.